Gianluigi Buffon may be 37 years of age, but he's not feeling it right now. He's heading back to Berlin, where, of course, he was a World Cup winner with Italy in 2006, and they'll all be going with him as well. They're still in the stadium on this hot and humid and triumphant night in the Bernabeu, if you are a Juventus fan. Elsewhere, it is absolutely deserted. Real Madrid, with a front three who cost them £195 million, have been knocked out by an academy graduate. Cost them absolutely nothing. But it's a great story, Thierry, Juventus' story, isn't it? I mean, how on earth did they manage to rebuild, you know, their status from where they were after they were relegated amidst scandal?
It is amazing. You kind of always say that a big team never dies, and they don't. To think about where they were before and how far they came, and again being in the final, and I think and Gianluigi Buffon will be the symbol of that, and how great he was, because we keep on forgetting. Okay, Morata scored, but how great he was on Benzema in the first half when he went down and saved that ball by the post. I mean, he is a symbol for them. It will be great for them if he can win it once. Like he said in his interview at the beginning of the show, he said that he thought he was going to go back more and more. He never did. Went back to a final since the one he lost. So it's a special one. It's a special moment for them. They were in the second division not that long ago, and they're going back on the big stage again to play another Champions League final.
I mean, it's a truly great achievement, given that the Serie A is not what you'd say one of the great leagues today. You know, there's a lot of averageness there. Obviously, they win it with ease this year, makes them out a very good team, but it's another level, operating at this level, to come to places like Madrid and turn these over.
As far as Real Madrid go, Carlo Ancelotti, the big question has got to be now, Jamie, can he possibly survive not just this, but the sort of season they've had?
No, I don't think Ancelotti will be manager of Real Madrid next year. You know how this club works. He knows that better than anyone. I mean, he was a Ramos header away in last year's final in the last minute of the game from losing his job there. And that's what happens when you're manager of Real Madrid. He's one of the world's top managers, won the Champions League 3 times, but there's no way he'll be here next year. I'm sure there'll be a change. There's talk of Zidane, who's in charge of the reserve team. You wouldn't be surprised at Real Madrid if that happened in the next couple of days and they give someone else the job for the last 3 or 4 games, see how Zidane went. That's the nature of Real Madrid. They hire and fire managers, no matter. We've seen people fired when they've won the Champions League. So the fact that he's going to play his season without winning a trophy, there's no chance of him being there next year.
I think we will be happy to see him back in the Premier League. He's a great manager. I had him at Juventus, and he's a great guy. You saw there's always a special bond with him and his team. And again, you have to go back to what we've been saying since the beginning of the show, is this is Real Madrid. If you don't deliver something every year, I'm afraid you have to go. I don't think it's maybe the right move, because he's a great guy, but that's how it is here.
I mean, great. If a coach with the CV and the experience of Ancelotti can't produce a trophy this season, what chance would someone like Zinedine Zidane have?
Well, it's lady luck, I think. A lot of it is lady luck. You know, you're talking about Ramos wins the competition for them last year in the last minute of the game. Luck can play a big part in your career as a coach and manager. I don't think they can go out and get anyone any better. You know, when you talk about experience, you talk about the experience of winning the big trophies. Someone who, as I understand it, when he was at Chelsea, the players loved him. He's knowledgeable. You know, there's no substitute for experience at this level. So I don't know where they go. They go and try Zinedine, who's untried at any level, as I understand it. Is he in charge of the second team here?
Yes, he is.
So the pressure's on. You imagine every time you come out of that tunnel and take your seat, the pressure is on. And that's the price on the ticket. If you're a manager or a coach here, the price on the ticket is it's not just about winning trophies. It's about winning trophies in a certain way. That is the price on the ticket.
I think that Zinedine Zidane can take the job. I'm not saying myself that you should get rid of Ancelotti. We all think that is going to happen. But I think Zinedine Zidane can take the job because Pep Guardiola had to do that. He was with the youth team. When he took the team at Barcelona, everybody was like, is that not too early for him? But he did it well. We won 6 cups with him on the first season, if I can say it, because the other then title you have to fight for them the year after, the season after. But I think Zidane can be the guy. One thing it will go in his favor is the crowd will be kind of patient with him at the very beginning because he's a legend.
About a fortnight, will it?
Yeah, but a tiny bit more because you'll find out how great he was here and how much they love him.
What will the Barcelona players, who no doubt have been watching that, have been thinking this evening, Jamie?
I think they'd be delighted, and that's no disrespect to Juventus. When you're playing a game of that magnitude against your biggest rival, you can't even enjoy the whole experience of being in a Champions League final. The fear. I mean, a couple of times, we got to the final a couple of times. We could have played Manchester United. Now, the fear of playing them is that you go into the final and the worry of losing it is just so big. And that's what I think those Barcelona players at home, when Morata gets that goal, I'm sure they're all jumping and dancing. They can lose the final to Juventus. It can happen. I don't think they will. But it's a final you can still enjoy, look forward to. If you're playing Madrid, your biggest rivals, that is just your worst nightmare. You'll never get over that for the rest of your football career if you lost a game against, as I said, your biggest rival.
The only thing I'm kind of upset about is that would have been my Pacquiao Mayweather moment if we had.
Hope it was more exciting than that.
No, but I'm saying more on paper than anything else because we all know how the fight was. But I'm saying it would have been the game.
I've got to interrupt, guys, because we can hear from Carlo Ancelotti right now with Guy Havertz.
Carlo, many commiserations. Where do you think you lost the game tonight?
We lost the game, the first game against Juventus tonight. I think we played at our best. We were not lucky. We had good control, a lot of opportunity, but we were not lucky to score another goal.
Were you disappointed with the goal you conceded?
Yeah, of course, but I think we were in the game a little bit unlucky. We have now to focus just only the goal. We had a lot of opportunity to score the second, and we were not able to do.
A lot of the chances fell to Gareth Bale in the second half. Should he have done better?
I think he played better. So when one player has a chance, I think he worked hard, as all the team. We did our best, but it was not enough to reach the final.
Out of the Champions League, not likely to win La Liga. You know what it's like, this big club. Are you fearful you might not be here next season?
I don't know. I think we have 15 days to work, 2 games. We have to close one this season, and after that we can have a speech with the club.
Thanks very much for your time.
More La Liga action this weekend. Real Madrid feature in that. How do they pick themselves up after this evening? Atletico Madrid against Barcelona, 5:30, Sky Sports 5. That could decide the title, of course. And Espanyol against Real Madrid, Sky Sports 3 from 6 on Sunday. Just time to say thanks very much indeed this evening to Graham Souness, to Thierry Henry and to Jamie Carragher. I'll tell you what, they call Juventus the old lady, but she looked a slip of a girl this evening, and 12 years after their last Champions League final appearance, they'll be back in the final against Barcelona in Berlin. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
We'll hold the sunlight in our hands. We will move the tide. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can feel my fears begin to crumble. Ooh. We can, and we will. We can, and we will.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.